Hello, everyone. My name is Robert, and I'd like to introduce you to my eToro portfolio. I've been actively trading and investing since 2017, but up until now, I was mostly experimenting, trying different strategies, scoring some wins, and unfortunately, some losses too. However, I've recently decided to take things more seriously, with proper risk and bankroll management. I'd be glad if you could join me on my journey towards financial freedom, and hopefully, it will be beneficial for you as well. I plan to post videos on a regular basis, as long as time allows. Just a quick note, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I share here is based on my personal experience and opinions, so please do your own research before making any investment decisions. As you can see, my current portfolio balance is around $5,860, and I've had a pretty good month with gains of $234. I started taking this more seriously at the beginning of May, and so far, I'm pretty satisfied with the results. I plan to add more funds to my portfolio regularly and keep buying new shares each month. Currently, I'm still rearranging my portfolio as I wasn't fully satisfied with the previous setup, so I plan to make some changes. Just yesterday, I sold my Home Depot position and replaced it with Lowe. They are quite similar companies, but based on my analysis, I saw a bit more potential in LOW. Next, I sold Tyson Foods as it didn't perform as expected. And after a deeper analysis, I realized I didn't like the stock that much. I also sold Pepsi. While Pepsi is a good company, it doesn't really fit into my portfolio, and I already had too many consumer staples, so I decided to move that money elsewhere. I bought Novo Nordisk instead. Yesterday, they announced lower expectations for their quarterly earnings, and the price dropped over 20%, which I consider a great discount. Even if the report turns out worse, it's still a fundamentally strong company. I believe the stock has been dropping in recent years mostly due to hype and is now retracing to its real value, possibly even below it. It might be risky in the short term, but I'm holding it for the long term. Now, let's get back to my overall portfolio and strategy. My goal is to build a high-growth portfolio consisting mostly of growth stocks and high-dividend growth stocks. I'd like to achieve plus 30% annual returns by picking the right stocks. But first, I want to build a safer portfolio of around $10,000 to $20,000. Once I reach that, I'll consider taking a more aggressive approach. Here you can see my Google Sheet, where I track my progress and write down my ideas. These are my currently open positions. Let's look at the strategy column. I've identified 5 different strategy types or stock categories. I might go into more detail in another video, but here's a brief overview. Dividend growers are stocks with high dividend growth, at least plus 10% per year. These stocks are usually stable and consistently growing, which brings stability to my portfolio and creates a nice passive income over time through growing dividends. I plan to hold these long term and buy more whenever there's a discount. High yielders are dividend stocks with a very high yield, above 6%. These stocks usually move sideways and don't offer much growth, but they're stable. Right now, I'm trying to phase these out, and I'll come back to them when I have enough money to live off dividends. Core holdings are stocks with decent dividend yields, but lower than high yielders, and moderate dividend growth, but lower than dividend growers. These are stable, slow-growing stocks. I don't want to hold too many, but they help diversify the portfolio during tough times. Swingers are stocks I like to swing trade. Their prices fluctuate more than others, which allows me to buy low and sell high. I enjoy scalping quick profits from these, but they must still have solid fundamentals. Growth stocks are my favorite. These are stocks that can grow rapidly, often over 100% within a year. I use a 4-stage strategy to identify them, and if I get it right, the gains can be huge. Some examples include Roblox, Upstart, Palantir, Xiaomi, and so on. Let me show you. With Roblox, I'm currently up more than 90%, and it didn't take long to get there. I bought it in January this year. Unfortunately, at that time, I didn't want to invest too much, so I only put in $50. If I zoom out, you can see it's a textbook example of the stage strategy. There's a stage for at the beginning, followed by a nice stage 1 consolidation, and then a beautiful breakout, a classic stage 2 example. I also caught a nice rally with Upstart, and I'm nicely up in the short term. However, With Upstart, I struggled a bit to find a good entry point because the price had a few swings. Still, I believe there's a lot of potential in it. There are also two more growth stocks which I want to show you, but I have already sold them. They are Xiaomi and Palantir. My exit points would be better, but I am still pretty satisfied with these trades. With both of them, I gained more than 300%. And since we're already on this page, you can see that I'm down over $600 on NASDAQ this year. That's mostly due to day trading. Over the past few years, I've tried several day trading strategies, but overall, they didn't go well, and I ended up with losses. Mostly, it was because of discipline and lack of focus. I'm a full-time software engineer, and I was often trading after work, already exhausted, which made it hard to apply my strategy properly. That led to mistakes and losses. So, I've decided quit day trading for now and only return to it when I can do it with a fresh and rested mind. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. Still, I believe day trading can be profitable if done properly. Maybe I'll make a video about day trading in the future, if it will be requested. Currently, mostly because of day trading and experimenting with different strategies, my stats don't look really good. But since I stopped day trading and started focusing on long-term strategies over the last 3 months, things are finally turning green, and hopefully they'll stay that way. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up and consider subscribing to follow my investing journey. I'd love to hear your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Let's learn and grow together. See you in the next video.